Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Urvashi and I'm posting a video now after more than a year. Thank you all for your beautiful wishes, your lovely comments, your mails and messages, and sending all those good vibrations towards me, because everything, every message, every comment has helped me and get through this, major transformation in my life. So Saturn is currently transiting in my 8th house, which has led to a lot of transformations, and it's good to embrace transformations positively and then move on towards the ninth house of growth and expansion of the mind and values and beliefs, and to a higher purpose in life. So I'm going to be posting videos regularly, but I felt compelled to post a video on this topic. So here I'm talking about Saturn and Mars and their current transit. Mars is transiting in the nakshatra of Pushya, and Saturn is transiting in the nakshatra of Shatabishak. So in fact, Saturn has been in Shatabishak since November last, and then it went on to go into Bhadrapad, and then it retrograded back into Shatabishak, and so it currently again is in Shatabishak till the end of December. Forgive me if any of my dates are incorrect. I'll write down the dates here and I'll give them in the description as well. So Mars is also going to be in Pushya for a long time, because it's going to retrograde back into Pushya. Even once it goes into punarvasu in January, it is going to come back to Pushya, and so this impact of Mars in Pushya, Saturn in Shatabishak is what I'm talking about here today. Both these nakshatras are very, very interesting nakshatras, but I don't want to go into a lot of details. But still, so we know both these nakshatras are connected to healing. Both these nakshatras, especially Shatabishak, is like a circle. So it's like either wholeness or an emptiness. It's a circle which can signify some completion, and it can also signify some kind of emptiness. It could be like an empty circle. It could be either of the two. But yes, it is connected to healing. There are always two sides of every nakshatra. So on the positive side, Shatabishak is about healing, identifying issues that need to be addressed, and then setting things right and going on towards healing. Could be physical healing, could be mental healing, could be spiritual healing, could be achieving success in the materialistic realm as well. So it is a futuristic looking nakshatra, where we tend to see things as a whole. We tend to see things from the future perspective, and we tend to correct things. We tend to improve things in ourselves. It's about improvement, but sometimes it can also mean that one could be blaming themselves. So the negative side of this nakshatra could be that we may end up blaming ourselves. We may be too judgmental. We may have the victim kind of an attitude, that why is this happening with me? These kind of things always happen with me. Why don't I get what somebody else is getting? Why am I always the one who's in trouble? So that's the negative side of this nakshatra. So the victim mode is something we have to remember to turn off in order to get the positive results of this nakshatra. Remember, there will be some major change, like losing some kind of a position. So it's only if you kind of give something up and look for ways of improvement that you can move on, right? If you are stuck somewhere and you are thinking that this is the right way to do it, and you don't want to change your perspective, you don't want to look at things from a different angle, sometimes we tend not to grow. So in Shatabishak, it's important that we look at things from a different perspective. We look for self-improvement. We look for identifying issues that need to be addressed, and we look for growth, and we look for completing this circle and completing things from the future point of view, from a future perspective, for a better future for ourselves. But on the other hand, if we get stuck in that victim mode, and if we are being too judgmental, and if we are always cribbing and complaining about how things are difficult for us, then it's just about losing. Then one would just be losing something, and one would not take positive action into addressing issues that need to be addressed. So remember to, if you're losing something, if you're losing a job, you've lost a job, you had to give up a job, or you had to give up something else, remember there's a purpose behind it. And this change is necessary at this point of time. And Pushya is also about expansion of your consciousness, where you expand, you learn, you grow, and you nourish. And why am I talking about both these nakshatras, Pushya and Shatabishak? Because both these nakshatras, through Nakshatra Veda, are aspecting each other. So right now, Saturn being in Shatabishak is giving Veda to Pushya, and Mars being in Pushya is giving Veda to Shatabishak, so to Saturn. So both these nakshatras are having like a nakshatra aspect, and so this is a Saturn-Mars kind of a combination. Both of them are, together impacting both these nakshatras, and both of them together are a difficult pair, really, where Mars is our desires, Mars is our intellect, and Saturn tends to slow things down. Saturn tends to bring problems, bring trouble, bring obstacles, and bring hardships. And sometimes also Saturn tends to flare up the Martian energy. So Mars is fire, Saturn is air. I'm going to give a link of my video, Mars-Saturn conjunction, up here, so that you can watch that video and understand this combination better. So it's like a combination impacting both these nakshatras, and it's a difficult combination right now. And this is going to affect us at least till the end of December, because Saturn is in Shatabishak till December. But remember, Mars continues here till I think almost May. And then Mars is still going to be aspecting Shatabishak. So the impact is going to be felt till May, but the peak is till December. You may have felt that your life has been uprooted. You may have felt some strong conflict, very, very strong conflict, I would say is the right word that we can use here. You may have felt that you are almost like in a battle somewhere, and you are pushing back. You are changing your perspective about what's important in life, and you're moving towards a new direction, which is the right attitude, really. And if you're feeling stuck and just victimized in a situation, and then it's all about losing, then you may end up losing something and not moving on towards something else. So this time is about moving on towards something new after having lost something or left something behind, and learning something, healing ourselves from the inside, healing maybe a business that's not going well, healing maybe a relationship that's not been going well. So it's about healing, changing our perspective, expanding our consciousness, and creating that wholeness of the circle, not the emptiness inside the circle. So it could be either a wholeness or it could be an emptiness. It all depends on your attitude. So now let me talk about all the nakshatras here. So the Ketu ruled nakshatras. So for Shatabishak, since Saturn is in Shatabishak, for Ketu is the Ketu nakshatras, Magha, Mula and Ashwini are sadhak nakshatras. But from Pushya's perspective, if you have your moon in Pushya, then the Ketu ruled nakshatras, again, which are Magha, Mula and Ashwini, are Mitra nakshatras. It's a fruitful time generally, but because of this combination, the fruit may not be felt as such. It may be more difficult to get those fruits in life that you have been expecting. So it's actually, these nakshatras are both related to results, support, fruit, reaching your goals. So for Mula, you are supposed to be, getting solutions to professional problems. This could be both for mental peace and for profession. But then again, remember, there will be some kind of a conflict. It's not going to be easy because of the combined effect of Mars and Saturn, because The aspect to each other is not very positive. It's a difficult combination, but you may be able to find solutions to your professional issues if you open up your mind and look at things from a different perspective. For the Venus related nakshatras, that is for Bharani, Purva Falguni and Purvashada. So from Shatabishak's perspective, the Venus nakshatras are Pratyak Taras, and from Pushya this is Nidhan Tara. So this is for Venus, these stars are related to struggle, oppositions and failures. So for Bharani natives, if your moon is in Bharani, this could mean spiritual challenges. For Purva Falguni, it would be professional challenges. For Purvashada, this could mean some kind of a confrontation, a major confrontation, and it is important to start looking at things from a different perspective. Then for the Sun nakshatras, that is Kritika, Uttarashada and Uttar Falguni. So Shatabishak is a Kshem Tara, and from Pushya's perspective, a Sadhak Tara. So this is more about resting, comfort, achievements. Especially for Uttarashada, this could mean skills related to your career, skills that you can gain, skills related to the hand, something that you learn, some kind of an education that you may be interested in taking up, some kind of a course that you may be interested in taking up that will help you in your career. For Uttar Falguni, it is more on the material realm. So both for Uttarashada and Uttar Falguni, it's more on the material realm. And it's a positive transit, but the thing is, both the planets together, it's a difficult transit. They're not going to give it to you easily. You may be struggling in a course, in learning a skill. You may start taking up a skill. You may feel that it's a bit of a struggle. It's not easy, but it's a good time to think of what you really need to do to complete the course or to initiate the course. But you need to upskill yourself. It's important that you upskill yourself now. For Uttarashada, you will also find solutions for peace of mind. For Uttar Falguni, it's more about skills of the hand. And for Kritika, this is a Vinashika Tara. So it means things may come up that can lead to some kind of problems, obstacles, but they can also be the source of your strength if worked on. So these things, these problems, if you work on them, you can convert them into your strength. For the moon related nakshatras people, if you have your moon in any of the moon nakshatras, Shravan, Hasta or Rohini, Shatabishak is a Vipat Tara and Pushya is a Pratyak Tara. Your efforts can pull you out of the struggle, out of opposition, out of failure, out of adversity. For Hasta, it would be professional struggle, and there could be weaknesses that could hinder your progress. You would have choices. It's important to take the right choice. For Hasta also, it is Vinashika Tara that is activated. So be very careful about decision making, especially related to your career. Then for the Mars related nakshatras. So for Mars related, it is Sampat Tara, Shatabishak is Sampat Tara, and Pushya is Kshem Tara. So you may feel that your peace and stability is disturbed because these stars are the stars of your peace and comfort. This is like a confrontation or a battle in your peace and comfort, a conflict in your peace and comfort. So it may mean that you may also need to acquire new knowledge in order to retain your wealth, new knowledge that may be related to prosperity, abundance. So you need solutions that will help you retain your prosperity, abundance, your wealth, your happiness, your peace of mind. So your peace and stability could be disturbed. This is also about overcoming mental limitations. It's an important time for you in order to create that happiness and peace. What kind of mental limitations that you need to limit? For instance, sometimes we are too dependent on others for our happiness, and it's not always that others can give us happiness. It's finding that happiness inside of ourselves that is important. So it's that kind of a situation. For Chitra especially, I would say this could bring out marital issues. If you're about to get married, I don't think this is the best time, especially in this transit. And if you're already married, there could be some issues in your married life. Being aware and alert about such transits is important, and supporting each other definitely helps get through these difficult transits. So for the Rishta, it's about skills of the hand. You need to create comforts and overcome obstacles in the material world, and it is a good time to learn some kind of a skill, to upskill yourself. Then for the Rahu related nakshatras, which are Swati and Shatabishak itself and Ardhara. So Shatabishak is a Janamatara. From Shatabishak's perspective, this is a Janamatara. And from Pushya's perspective, since Mars is in Pushya, it's Vipattara. It's an important time for, accountability, for being accountable at least towards our responsibilities. Especially for Swati Nakshatra. See, for Swati, Shatabishak is a Karamatara. So it is what motivates us to do action. Or this is clearly related to your career, major confrontations and problems you could be facing in your career right now. And it is all about changing your perspective, creating that wholeness, looking at things from a different angle. Some of you may even lose your job right now. Maybe it's time to be doing something else. Be open to change. Start looking around for other opportunities, because this is a time for change. If you have lost a position, it means you need to look further. You need to make something stronger with a very strong, firm foundation for the future. So it's all about making something for the future which is there permanently, and getting rid of things that are temporary. So there could be major changes for Swati people. For Ardhara, it's important to unroot or uproot things in ourselves in order to move forward, especially on the spiritual part. So some kind of a sadhana is important, otherwise it would be a stressful time for you. So meditation will certainly help. For Ardhara people, meditation and connecting with your father figure, connecting with your gurus, talking to them, discussing your issues is important. Being open to receiving ideas, to receiving blessings, to connecting with your father figure and teachers is important right now for you, because it's a stressful time for you. And you need to, unroot or uproot certain things in your own personality, in your own ideology, and change a little bit from the inside. Then the Jupiter nakshatras, so the three Punarvasu and Vishakha and Purv Bhadrapad. So Shatabishak is Ati Mitra Tara and Pushya is Sampat Tara. So it's all about what kind of knowledge and values you need to grow and accumulate. It is a time for growth. It's Ati Mitra is very supportive. Sampat is also all about growth. But what kind of knowledge you need, what kind of values you need in order for you to grow and accumulate in life. So for Purv Bhadrapad, this is Abhisheka. Shatabishak is Abhisheka Tara. So which is good, but it's afflicted right now. So it's almost like in order to get a position, you may have to first go through some kind of a conflict. And then for Punarvasu, it's about issues related to marriage. But then again, it's all about learning new values, completing that circle, bringing that wholeness in life, looking at the future from a bigger perspective, looking at something which is permanent, a permanent relationship. So if you're having married issues in your married life, maybe it's time to finally uproot certain negativities from your life and form permanent, strong relationships for the future. And then we have the Saturn related nakshatras. So there are again three of them, which are Pushya, Uttara Bhadrapad and Anuradha. So Shatabishak is a Mitra Tara and Pushya is of course the Janam Tara. So because it is Mitra Tara, Shatabishak is Mitra Tara. It means there would be people supporting you, but then there will still be challenges. The support you get, in spite of that, there are going to be challenges. Things are not going to be easy for the Saturn nakshatra, especially Pushya, because Pushya is having Mars transit through it, and Saturn is also, through nakshatra Veda aspecting. So for Pushya, it's going to be stressful and a time full of transformations in your life. For Uttar Bhadrapad, people are supporting you. You will get support of people, but it will not be easy. There again will be a lot of conflict and challenges. For Uttar Bhadrapad also, Pushya is Karam Tara. So again, there would be challenges in your career. People will try and support you, but at the same time, there will be a lot of challenges. For Anuradha, again, you will need to uproot and become open to new ideas, to new options, what needs to change inside of you. So Anuradha people need to look at what needs to change inside of you. And for Pushya, there may be a lot of interaction with the society in some kind of way, and there may be some conflict that you are having to go through. So it's going to be a bit challenging for you, but it's an important time for transformations for Pushya. Then we have the Mercury related nakshatras. There are again 3 of them. It is Ashlesha, Jyeshtha and Revati. So Shatabishak is a Nidhan Tara, and Pushya is an Ati Mitra Tara. So there are going to be sudden ups and downs, especially for Ashlesha, because Nidhan Tara is impacted. So lots of ups and downs and changes are going to be felt by the Mercury related nakshatra, especially Ashlesha. It is also for Ashlesha, Pushya is an Abhisheka Tara. So some kind of position and status that you're expecting can happen, but with a lot of difficulty, with a lot of obstacles, with some kind of a confrontation. So it's not going to be easy. For Ashlesha, again, it is like Sanghatika Tara is also activated. So major confrontations you can expect, major battles, intense times you can expect Ashlesha. And then again for Jyeshtha, some kind of an interaction with society, things coming together and things culminating into something bigger, into completion, into a wholeness can be expected for Jyeshtha. Also for Pura Falguni and Revati, both these nakshatras have their Manas Taras disturbed. For Pura Falguni, Pushya is disturbed. For Revati, Shatabishak is disturbed. So you may feel disturbed psychologically, you may feel your peace of mind is missing. I think meditation will surely help, and connecting with nature will help. So that is all for now. Keep watching, stay connected. I'm going to start uploading regularly. See you all soon. Bye bye for now.